Today I'm talking about perhaps the biggest question raised by the High Republic era so far. A moment so shocking and surprising that I have no answers for it, only questions. I usually talk about things on this channel that I can explain, but not today. I just need to talk myself through this insane new revelation and see if we can find some answers together. Because the book Out of the Shadows gave us something fans have wanted for a long time. The return of Yaddle. But we see that she does not talk like Yoda, so what does that mean? To be clear, if my tone was not, this is just a very nerdy, very tongue-in-cheek discussion. I was thrilled to see Yaddle again in this book, but I was genuinely running through a bunch of wild and ultimately unimportant questions in my head that made me laugh. This isn't some major revelation, but I do think it's a fun one to explore, so let's do that. My biggest question is, between Yoda and Yaddle, which of them talks like the rest of their species? I'm gonna guess it's Yoda. My headcanon right now, I think, is that Yaddle was taken into the Jedi Order at a younger age. She may have learned to speak within the walls of the Jedi Temple. She probably learned correct syntax and grammar. In Legends, Yoda was much older when he began his Jedi training. Maybe he learned to speak in his native language first, and then learned Basic, and he struggled with getting it exactly right. But I also have this image of Yoda as a youngling on his first day, and he was going to say, "I am ready to train," but it came out, "Ready I am," and all the other younglings laughed at him, and he just leaned into it rather than admit his mistake. Just how I talk this is. Stop laughing, you must. But then it worked in his favor. Everyone thought Yoda was so wise, speaking in riddles and metaphors, but nah, he just talks out of order, and it makes him seem smarter than he is. Obviously, that's not the case. Yoda is very wise, but it makes me laugh to think that he can get away with something like that because his species is so mysterious. And now I'm thinking we know so little about them because Yoda is keeping it that way. He messed up how he spoke that one time, and now this lie has just gotten way too big. He couldn't risk anyone finding out that the rest of his people speak with correct syntax, so he removed his homeworld from the temple archives. That's how he knew about what happened to Kamino in Attack of the Clones, but he had to let the younglings come up with the idea so it wasn't obvious. It's all coming together. I see through your lies, Yoda. I will point out that Yaddle's speech pattern is different from Legends. Even back then, we didn't know much about her, we didn't get many stories with her, but when she did pop up, she spoke out of order. We've also seen a handful of other members of their species, like Vandar and Knights of the Old Republic, but Vandar spoke with correct syntax in that game, so this has always been inconsistent. Whose speech represents Yoda's people best? I am all of a sudden now very invested in hearing Grogu's first words. They might not happen in The Mandalorian. In fact, I kind of hope we don't get to a point where he's spouting out full sentences. But now that we've seen Yoda speak one way and Yaddle speak another, I need a third example. The stakes have never been lower, but I really want to know how these speech patterns developed. So I'll just throw it to all of you. Who do you think speaks more like the rest of their species, Yoda or Yaddle? Let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for more goofy stuff like this, follow us on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.